What is going on, everybody? Jacob here. I'm the broker and team lead for Sperry & Company. We're a real estate team that focuses primarily on Durham Region. And today we're going to be reviewing the market update numbers for, you guessed it, Durham Region as of October 2019. Now, as always, guys, please keep in mind, this is just a general overview for all of Durham Region. Every single city, as well as every single neighborhood and property type is going to have varying numbers. So if you're interested to know more, please never hesitate to reach out. We do offer free, no obligation market evaluations for y'all out there. But this is just a general overview of what the market is doing. All right. Now, having said that, let's jump right into it. Now, with any market update, there's three main numbers that you really must know. First, you want to know what's going on with the activity or the inventory, which is your listings. Then you want to know what's happening with actual activity, which is sales. And then third, most importantly, you want to know what's going on with the average sales price. All right. So when we look at the total number of listings that came to market, now also I should point out, the way I look at my numbers is a little different than what the Durham Real Estate Board does. The Durham Real Estate Board is looking at numbers on a past year to date to this year to date. So when we're looking at October, they're actually looking January 1st until October 31st of last year and comparing it to this year. Whereas what I'm doing is I'm comparing just October of last year and comparing it to this year because I feel as though it really takes into effect seasonality and you're really getting a really good idea as to what's happening within that actual month. Both are really important ways to review it, but the main numbers I'm looking at are the actual months. Now, when we look at total number of listings, we saw a reduction of listings of 1%. We went from 1644 to 1625. So there's actually less listings this year than we had last year. However, on the flip side, with sales, we saw an increase of 21% more sales in October 2019, from 798 to 968. That's huge, especially when there's such a big disparity between the demand and supply. So when that happens, you're usually expecting property values to pop up a little bit just because just simple economics. When the supply is not keeping up with the demand, things are going to get more expensive. And that's exactly what happens. Our average sales price in 2019 October was $613,606. That's an increase of 4% from the $588,968 of last year. So what does this all mean? Again, this is just an indicator to give you an idea as to what's happening on the general market, but we've got to dig a little deeper if you want to get a better idea as to what's happening around you. So other numbers we look at are months of inventory. What's a month of inventory? If we were to stop listing today and we kept selling at the current clip rate, how long would we have inventory left over? Anything under 4 months is a seller's market, 4 to 6 is a balanced market, and 6 months and above is a buyer's market. Now, we have not seen a buyer's market, I don't think ever since I tracked this. But we were at 2.6 months of inventory last year. This year, we're at 1.9. So inventory's gotten a lot tighter. So we're technically in a tight seller's market right now. Now, when we look at days on market, we were at 24 last year, we're at 22 this year. So the average home is selling with just over 3 weeks on the market. So again, guys, this is just a general overview to give you an idea as to what's happening. For buyers, I do think you've got to be a little bit more aggressive in this market right now, especially for first-time buyer price points, because this is not the same for everything. Like I said earlier, it's going to be different for your different types of neighborhoods, different types of properties. This is really important for people who are looking at under $600,000 because that's the first-time buyer price point. That's where it's really most competitive. Whereas 800,000 to $1 million, you're not going to see things flying off the shelves, within 2 weeks. Usually, again, if it's really showing well, priced really aggressively, it might. But anything over the $800,000 price point is a little bit more stagnant, especially if you go far out into Bowmanville. So it really does you have to take into consideration where you are in Durham Region, what type of property it is. But for most buyers, you've got to be really aggressive. You've got to jump on something that meets your criteria. So if you've been looking for a little while, trust your real estate agent. You've hired them for a reason. They're your consultant. They're going to guide you through the whole process. But once you find something that has met all your criteria, you've got to jump on it because there's undoubtedly another family who's looking at a similar or the same property and they may be willing to work quicker. And you may not lose, but it may go from a situation of being able to deal one-on-one and you may end up competing with another offer, which did happen to us just this week. And we were going to, if you're dealing with somebody one-on-one, you're going to have a better chance of negotiating as opposed to if you're coming in a multiple offer situation, you've got to put your best foot forward and you're not even guaranteed to actually get the property. So timing is extremely important when you're looking at properties. Now on the flip side for sellers, guys, it's a good time to be selling. You're getting a fair market value right now. You just have to make sure that if you really want top dollar, work with your real estate agent. Make sure you're hiring a professional first and foremost. Don't get stuck in the mistake of hiring a commission cutter or trying to do it yourself. You need someone to guide you through this because it's not just putting a house on the market. You are going to get your property staged. You're going to have somebody kind of guiding you as to what things need to really be done before the property goes on the market. And you need somebody that's going to market it aggressively. And when you do that, your property should be selling for a good market value within a fairly relatively short amount of time. The average is 22 days, but you should be able to sell your house within 10 to 14 days even. The last thing you want is for your house to be sitting on the market for 30, 60, 90 days even. So be realistic with your price point. We're not just looking at the average prices for Durham Region. You've got to look at the comparables of what's going on in your neighborhood, what kind of inventory you're competing against. There's so many different things you've got to look into before you price your property, but it is a good time to sell. Predictions moving forward. Again, guys, everybody has a prediction. Everybody's got an idea what's going to happen. Nobody knows. Anybody that tells you they're guaranteeing you something's going to happen in the next 30, 60, 90 days, they're lying because nobody knows. All right. However, when I'm taking into consideration everything, this is the first time we have had average sales price in Durham Region maintain over 600,000 for over 6 months. We've actually had it happen for over 8 months. The last time this happened for 6 months was when we went on that crazy increase. We went from, let me see here, from 570 in December of 2016. We flew up to 702 in April 2017 and then came down and we were back down to under 600,000 in July. So that was within a 6-month period. We went over 700,000 and then we came back crashing down. We knew that was going to happen because when you have a stable asset class like real estate having such drastic property increases, there's going to be a pullback. So that's exactly what happened. However, over here, we've been chopping back and forth around the $605,000 to $625,000 range, but we've maintained it. And that means it's a lot more promising. So I think we've seen the last of sub $600,000 price points for Durham Region. Again, anything can happen. It can change it. But again, guys, compared to, we're this popular and we're this much of a draw right now for people because we're so close to the GTA. Let's not get it twisted. We're not, we're very close proximity. We get to bask in the glow of the Toronto. And when you look around Toronto, you've got Peel, Mississauga, York Region, all these, Milton, all these different areas. They're much more expensive than we are. So people are looking for the best bang for buck, and they're looking, and Durham Region is looking a lot more appealing to people more and more, especially because we've got the 407 expansion coming this way, and we've also got more expansion stops coming on the GO train. So it's going to be easier for people to commute to downtown where they work. So in the long term, I do believe Durham's going to see much higher increases. We're going to be laughing at the days that you could buy for $600,000, and we're going to see days where we're going to have $700,000 average sales price. There's going to be some obviously back and forth over there. Who knows what's going to happen on a national level, on a worldwide level. We're due for a recession, so these are macro stuff. But on a micro level, I think Durham Region is a phenomenal place to work and live, and it's definitely a great place to be raising your family. So if you've got questions, you'd like to move to Durham Region, or you're thinking about buying or selling, please never hesitate to get in touch with me. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good one.